to be alone, 'cause I'll be by your side. I'll be by your side.
Great, Helen. So, what were your challenges before we started working together 6 months ago?
I suppose the first thing was, at the time I'd actually decided to go and have a gastric bypass done, and then when I had my appointment booked, and as that time was coming up, I heard of someone that it didn't work so well with, and I thought to myself, oh my goodness, that if it didn't go well for me, that would just be the pits, not the end, but really bad, because I've been dieting for lots of years since I was 16, and I've just turned 60. And so I just thought, oh, I can't do that. What else is there? And I found your website and just started reading through that. So I've always had a weight problem, and overeating and binge eating and hiding it and just loving food. Yeah, but it got where you're obsessed with food all the time. So if you got invited out somewhere, all you could think about is, oh, I wonder what the food will be like, rather than the actual event that you're going to. So that, trying to find clothes that fitted, was really hard. I didn't sleep at night. I had a stressful job, so that didn't help. Probably all of that put strain on my relationship. I was probably unhappy in myself and unhappy towards other people. I just felt down. I realised now I had a bit of burnout from my work as well, which was quite stressful. So yeah, there was lots of things that encouraged me to get in touch to start with.
Mm. What was it that I guess was appealing to you, why you got in contact?
Probably because it talked about what's going on in your head rather than the diet and the food so much, because your head can be your best friend and it can be your enemy. And even with the gastric bypass, I thought, well, that's stopping me eating, but it's not dealing with the root problem of why I'm eating the way I'm eating, and I've been doing it a very long time. So I could have gone and had that bypass, and if it went well, it still might not have worked for me. You know, you hear of a lot of people it still doesn't work with, because it's not dealing with the root problem of why you got to where you are in the first place.
Yeah. And then obviously we started working together. And when did you notice changes, positive changes?
Probably, I think the first month I decided, I think on your eating plan, I cut out carbs at night, and that was probably the first thing. I used to fill up on carbs, whether it was pasta or potatoes or whatever, and then for tea, and I'd overeat, and then I couldn't sleep at night. So that was probably half the battle with not sleeping. I also didn't drink much water during the day, so I was dehydrated. Yeah, but I'd and stress not sleeping, helping me not sleep. So sort of working on those things and actually getting a good night's sleep helps. You know, once you start getting a good night's sleep, it's incredible how better you feel. And there's some nights I still don't sleep. I wouldn't get 8 hours, but it's not every night like it was happening before. I was probably only getting 3 or 4 hours sleep. So sleep was probably the first thing, and then you start feeling better in yourself, and then you notice your clothes are getting smaller, and your focus isn't so much on food. It's you know, you start to notice what life is around you more than just your food and yourself and the bad space you're in at the time.
And what have been the kind of more biggest changes that you've made so far?
Being able to actually choose some clothes, having the option to try on different types of clothes. That was pretty daunting before, especially nothing fitting and looking in the mirror, and I just refused to do it. So having a choice on clothes was nice. Feeling so much better in myself, you find you're happier. I think my relationship with hubby is much better because I'm not so stressed or tired or grumpy, or I'm just a better person. I feel like a better person now. What else? So sleep's good. Just life's good. And
Life is good. Yeah, yeah. You also definitely know you have lost weight, but because we have not been really focusing on weight as such, I guess we also had the conversation: do I go on a scale or do I not go on the scale? Do I want to know how much lost or weight? But I guess really important is that you just notice, okay, my clothes have got smaller, but I'm just feeling so much better.
yeah. I decided not to weigh at all, mainly because for however many years is that, 35 years of dieting, the scales have been such a big focus that in my head I decided I was more than that set of scales. So I have no idea how much weight I've lost. I know through the clothes and the sizes I now wear that I know it's quite a bit, but I choose not to put that pressure on myself, that it's all about scales again, and when they go up it just does your head in. So the scales aren't the focus of my life anymore.
Nice.
That was my choice.
Yes, that's beautiful. Who would you recommend this work to?
Anyone struggling, I suppose, with their weight, and or eating problems, especially if it's a long time. I sort of thought, because I'm 60 now, it might be too hard to, like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks sort of thing, but it's just about being accepting that. I sort of think now I wish I'd found something like this sooner, because my habits and traits have probably gone on to my daughter as well, because she's been brought up with mum always dieting, mum always watching what she ate, always had to have the light butter and the light milk, and although she doesn't have the same weight problem as me, I'm sure it does affect her, and if we'd learnt better back then, maybe she wouldn't be having the same, thoughts and be the same as her mum. So yeah, really anybody can, if you struggle with food in any way, I think they would benefit from your group and your program.
Okay. Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.